Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and I'm the study prep guy. It's nice here to be with you. And for today's class, we'll be looking into CSEC May-June 2019 Social Studies. If you're here for CSEC related content, I'm right here for you. And please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button below and let's start. All right, hopefully everybody could see there. And from today, we'll be looking into the Caribbean Examinations Council CSEC 2024, May-June 2024. So first of all, let's read in. It says the paper consists of sections A and B. The paper consists of section A and B. Section A consists of 4 questions. You must answer all 4 questions. Section B consists of 3 questions based on the optional areas. You must do 1 question from this section. So section B consists of 3 questions. So you must one of them. So let's continue. It says your questions require explanation, suggestion, proposal, or reason. You should develop your responses fully. Write your answers in spaces provided in the blanket. Do state 2 reasons. It says state functions of family. So one function of family is recreation. It just says state the reason, so we just state the reason. So hopefully you guys could see here. So one function of the family is recreation. Another function of the family, recreation. So let's explain it because it says explain it in full length. A family is for the recreational activities of a child. I move back down as they grow and develop. So recreation is a main function, if you guys can see it there. So this recreation, which is a very much predominant function of our families. And another function of family is protection of family for safeguard and protection of a child. So a family is correct, responsible for the safeguard and protection of a child, and also family is responsible for the recreational activities of a child as they grow and develop between the period of adolescence and further ages. So in general, that is one of the main functions of family. It is recreation, protection. Family is responsible for safeguarding and protecting a child. So moving on. Outline the main difference between a nuclear and extended family. So the main difference between a nuclear and extended family is the geographical makeup. So the main is their make up. On one side consists of a father, mother, and parent, while the other made up of father, uncle, aunts, and aunt and cousins. Aunt, cousins, grand. So the main difference between an extended and nuclear family is their makeup. One side consists of a father, mother, and parent, while the other is made up while the other while the other is made up of father, uncle, aunt, cousins, and grandparents. It is very rigid in terms of how the geographical or the constructural makeup of a family is. That is one of the biggest difference between the extended and nuclear family. The nuclear family is made up of father, mother, children, while an extended family is made up of uncle, aunt, cousins, grandparents, and children. It is very rigid in how it's made up in terms of the nuclear and extended family. There's a lot of differences, and the power dynamic is also a big difference. So, an additional note, let's put this in red because it's an additional note. Let's see what color I want it in. All right, this is additional note. So, power dynamics. Power dynamic. Power dynamic is one of the biggest differences also when it comes to the makeup of an extended family. That power dynamic is a big major key player also. So as we go on here, it says it says here, describe two likely effects of separation, also known as divorce. um One of the biggest things that occur within that occurs when a parent divorce is it impacts it impacts the children. That is one of the within a family. When we separate, when they're separate, it impacts the children. This this usually occurs in a negative manner, since it impacts the child. What is this? So one thing that it does when it impacts the child negatively, this usually occurs in a negative manner since it impacts the child's mental health. And that is one of the main things that occurs when separation occurs. The children face it in the most negative manner possible, since their parents have always been loving, caring, and all of a sudden they're breaking up. That could quite negatively affect the child's mental health. in a very bad manner, and children are usually psychologically impacted by such incidents. So, furthermore, as what was saying before, it says describe two likely. Actually, please turn on back the lights. You know they're on live stream right now. Please turn on the lights. Please turn on the lights. Please excuse me, chat. As I was saying, so as I said before, as I was saying before, it's describing two likely effects of separation, death, divorce, aka migration on children in a family. One that other impacts you could have is a degeneration on both couple sides. For example, within a couple relationship standard, both couples could on both sides. So it impacts the children psychologically. So I'll just put it right here. Psychological impact. So that's one thing it could do. Psychological impact. And one of the other things that always occurs when a breakup occurs within a family is depression. And can generally develop depression from a separation within a family. So that is one of the other major things that occurs when a family generally breaks up. Depression is very bad. It's not good. And as much as possible, we need to stop it and try to put an end to it. That's why breakup and mortality rates, I think that within the countries are on the rise, since at least um, a 7 out of 10 relationships at least end between the ages of 16 or between the ages of the adolescent ages. So I would advise people to not go in relationship around those. It's very like, time you need to focus on your work. So children can develop depression. So children can generally develop severe depression around these times when they witness. So that is two things that could happen. It impacts kids psychologically. Impact could be post psychological disorder or even PTSD, post trauma disorder. A lot of these things could happen to a child that could negatively impact them and it could impact how they live, how they talk, how they even speak. It could impact them mentally. It could impact them psychologically. So it has a lot of things that it could do to children, and it is not a nice situation for kids to be in. So it impacts the children psychologically, and it also impacts them in the sense of depression. It could also cause low self-esteem, which is a vital thing that when a separation occurs. So I'll just put a point. Low self-esteem is a relatively good point. So low self-esteem, depression, and psychological impact or dash trauma. It could scar the child for life. We don't really know what impacts that have on a family. And if you did have impacts in that area of psychological scars, you can type in a comment and say that you put that for CSEC. Um, Psychological impact or psychological traumas. So let's move on to the next questions. So it says here, suggest three actions a family may take to ensure that family traditions are passed on to the succeeding generations. And it wants action and explanation. So one thing that could happen is festivals. Festivals are very nice, and all of us should try it at least once in our life. We should attend festivals. It teaches us about their past and cultural beliefs and what our ancestors believed in, especially in the Caribbean, where those things are prominent. So one thing we could do is festivals. So festivals are one way of upholding cultural beliefs and passing it to succeeding generations. So that's one way we could do it. Um, so generally speaking, that is one action that could be taken. And another thing that parents could do also when it comes to passing on their traditional family traditions to succeeding generation is telling stories of the past. And it asks here, why is this likely to be successive? So explanation. All right, let me just do this real quick. One way, let's see this work. One way of one way. All right, listen. One way, one way of passing on traditional beliefs is through festivals. Festivals are important for the succession and heritage of traditional beliefs and family dynamics. It is important and it is effective in passing on traditional beliefs for the purpose of passing on traditional aspirations and beliefs and cultural dynamics to future generations in order to preserve past history. All right, so I get all the notes here. So it says explanation. So we get it here. So all right, listen. One way of passing on traditional belief is through festivals. Festivals are important for the succession and heritage of traditional beliefs and family dynamics. It is important and it is effective in passing on traditional beliefs with the purpose of passing on traditional aspiration beliefs and cultural dynamics to future generations in order to preserve past history. So that's the answer for this question right here. Use these answers for your past papers. If you have any take you have to use it for, you could use it, right? So I'm going to action 3. This is what we'll be typing now. So action 2. So let me just use the same vice typing thing again. One action that could be taken is parents can pass on their stories of the past and how they interacted with those stories from the past in order to overcome challenges, difficulties, and even more challenges. It is important for parents to pass on these stories in order to uphold the traditional beliefs and traditional aspirations, past heritage, so that their children can live out their past and try to mimic them in a cooperative and cohesive manner. All right, so we'll finish off right there. So one option that could be taken is parents can pass on their stories of the past and how they interacted with the stories from the past in order to overcome challenges, difficulties, and even more challenges. It's important for parents to pass on these stories in order to uphold their traditional beliefs and traditional aspirations and past heritage so that their children can live out their past and try to mimic them in a cooperative and cohesive manner. So one way of or one action that could be taken if we want to pass on traditional beliefs is through the process of storytelling. Parents could tell stories to their kids, and their kids could learn about their past and the past traditional things that occurred. A good example of this is within my life. Since I was a kid, my parents always said, "I did this, I did that," and from hearing those stories, I try to live and try to do some of the things that they are doing. And that has helped the family in general to keep that family tradition, keep that family traditions alive. And that has been proven to be very effective. So this is the answer for this here, right here. This is a second action that could be taken. So moving forward is explanation. So why storytelling? How can it be effective, and why is storytelling effective? Storytelling is effective for the main purpose of entertaining children of a young or low age between the ages of 15 or the ages of 3 to 16. This is effective in passing on traditional beliefs and traditional family heritage because it is effective at the point of which it can help children to understand their past heritage and how their parents interacted with that and how they effectively overcome challenges and difficulties. It also aids in teaching children how how their parents learned how to overcome obstacles and difficulties. Overall, it is effective in the sense that it teaches children of their past family traditions and their past family lives and how they interacted with society and what their beliefs were and how they lived. All right, we have one answer here. So, storytelling is effective for the main purpose of entertaining children of a young or low age between the ages of 15 or the ages of 3 to 16. This is effective in passing traditional beliefs and traditional family heritage because it is effective at the point of which it can help children understand their past heritage and how their parents interacted with that and how they did effectively overcome challenges and difficulties. It also aids in teaching children how they pass parents learn how to overcome obstacles and difficulties. Overall, it is effective in the sense that it teaches children of their past family traditions and their past family lives and how they interacted with society and what beliefs they were and how they lived. So that's explanation two. So, what is another way of passing on traditional beliefs and religion? Religion is important. Religion is one action that could be drastically taken in the effective measure of passing on traditional family beliefs and traditional family dynamics. It also teaches us moral beliefs and moral compasses that aid in the process of mandatory moral standards and mandatory moral compasses. It aids in teaching children of future, past, and present generations of morality such as race, sexism, and authentical religion and authentical beliefs that could aid in the process of understanding and passing on traditional family beliefs and traditional family dynamics that will furthermore be preserved for future generations within the construct of religious belief and construct of religious standards and construct of religious aspirations and moral standards and moral beliefs. So one action that could be taken is religion. Religion is very important and religion is very effective in passing on traditional family beliefs and traditional family dynamics. So religion is a major key player when it comes to stuff. When it comes to stuff as when it comes to stuff around the lines of passing on traditional family beliefs, religion is important. All religions do that very effectively. This is likely to be effective due to the fact that religious organizations are mainly created for the purpose of passing on traditional beliefs, traditional values, and traditional aspirations that aid in the passing on of traditional knowledge, traditional beliefs, and traditional ideologies. It is mainly effective due to the fact that religious organizations are hypersensitive and hyper interactive in the fact that religious beliefs and religious values are mainly created for the sole purpose of passing on traditional aspirations and traditional beliefs that were held by past generations and how they interact with that and how they live with that. Overall, it is very effective in the process of passing on traditional beliefs and traditional standards. All right, that is the third explanation. Let's go through it again. This is likely to be effective due to the fact that religious organizations are created for the purpose of passing on traditional beliefs, traditional values, and traditional aspirations that aid in the past. And knowing of traditional knowledge, traditional beliefs, and traditional ideologies, it is mainly effective due to the fact that religious organizations are hypersensitive and hyper interactive. It is also in the fact that religious beliefs and religious values are mainly created for the sole purpose of passing on traditional aspirations and traditional beliefs that were held by past generations and now and how they interact and how they deal with life with their overall with how they deal with life. Overall, this is very effective in the process of passing on traditional beliefs and traditional standards. So that is explanation three. Overall, we'll stop right there. And thank you for watching. Thank you for staying in tune. Hope you had a great time.